Hello, my name is Mr. Football aka Soccer, back with another banger where we discuss all things football, soccer for my American and Australian listeners. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the Champions League return leg, I predicted 4 out of 8 results correctly. Overall, I predicted 9 out of 16 results correctly. How many did you get right? Drop it in the comment section. Club Brugge 1, Atletico Madrid 4. Glimt and Griezmann started on the bench. Atletico Madrid began with a 4-4-2 formation. Ralph Onyedika was not even on the bench for Brugge, who went with a 4-1-4-1 formation. Mignolet appeared to lift his knee and take out Simeone in the 12th minute, but no penalty was awarded to Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid scored in the 22nd minute after a long punt upfield by their goalkeeper. It was the defender's worst nightmare, a bouncing ball which was not dealt with. Solov controlled the ball superbly and struck it early to surprise Mignolet. Brugge equalized in the 35th minute off a corner kick, flicked on, and the defender, Ordonez, headed it in to make it 4-4 on aggregate. Game on. Mignolet made a brilliant save in the 37th minute off a point-blank header. Atletico Madrid took the lead again in the 47th minute with a crisp volley by Cardozo past Mignolet. The two substitutes, Glimt and Griezmann, were involved in the goal for Solov, combining well for him to score. Solov gets his hat-trick after a training ground corner kick. Atletico go through 7-4 on aggregate. Bodo and Glimt 2, Inter Milan 1. Inter lined up with a 3-5-2 formation against Bodo and Glimt, who started with a 4-3-3 formation. The score was 0-0 at halftime with chances few and far in between. Bodo and Glimt took the lead in the second half after a defensive lapse by Inter Milan's Akanji. Blomberg's initial shot was saved, but Hoge pounced on the rebound like a cat on a hot tin roof. Poor Akanji hits the post. Bodo and Glimt played a perfect slide rule pass for their player Evan to shoot past the Inter keeper. Inter put one consolation goal back via a shot which went over the line. Bodo and Glimt go through 5-2 on aggregate. Olympiacos 0, Bayer Leverkusen 0. The first half finished goalless. Bayer Leverkusen hit the bar in the second half. The match ended in a draw. Leverkusen go through 2-0 on aggregate. Newcastle 3, Qarabag 2, FK. Newcastle go for a 4-3-3 formation at St. James Park, and Qarabag FK opted for a 3-4-2-1 formation. Newcastle had 2 rapid-fire goals by Tonali and Joelinton. The first goal came after an interchange of passes in the 18-yard box, and Tonali headed the rebound from Osula's initial attempt, saved by the goalkeeper. Qarabag were forced into a mistake in their own half of the field by a hat press by Newcastle, resulting in a cross from Harvey Barnes to Joelinton, who made no mistake with a first-time volley finish past the helpless goalkeeper. Duran pulled a goal back for Qarabag FK. He beat Dan Burn for pace and turned on the afterburners, and the Colombian scored. Newcastle's central defender scored off a corner kick from the right back, Trippier. Duran was involved in the second goal with a knee pass to the unrushing player whose shot came off Burn for a penalty. Ramsdale saved the penalty off his leg, but the rebound was scored by Kavaruliev. Newcastle go through 9-3 on aggregate. Dortmund 4, Atalanta 1. Samanka scored early in the match for Atlanta off a pinpoint cross from the left flank to half the deficit. Zabacosta scored right before halftime with a shot after a keeper punched a clearance which unfortunately came off the Dortmund defender Vini to level the tie. Dortmund almost scored at the start of the second half with a brilliant swivel and shot by Guirassy, saved by the keeper's fingertips. They had another chance when Bayer floated down the wing and hit the post with his strike. Pasalic came up big with his header to put Atlanta up on the night 3-2 on aggregate. The substitute Adeyemi leveled the tie with an exchange of passes with Chukwuemeka. Dortmund received 2 red cards to Bendisbani and Schlotterberg. Sebastian scored the penalty to send Atlanta through 4-3 on aggregate. Monaco 2, PSG 2. Koulibaly missed a glorious chance in the 9th minute after a glorious pass. Balogun almost scored for Monaco, and a deflection helped PSG. PSG hit the post with Barcola's shot. Akliouche scored for Monaco right before halftime with a left-footed strike kissing the post from within the 18-yard box. Game tied on aggregate. Koulibaly got a red card for Monaco in the 58th minute after a second yellow card for clipping Hakimi. Marquinhos with a tap in from Doué's cross right after the red card. Cavazzariega slots in the rebound off Hakimi's save shot. Teze makes it interesting with a late goal from Monaco, profiting from a deflection off a PSG defender. PSG went through 5-4 on aggregate. Galatasaray 2, Juventus 3. Locatelli almost scored for Juventus from a nicely worked training ground corner kick. Thuram was brought down in the 18-yard box by a two-footed lunge from behind. Locatelli dispatched the penalty. Kelly got a red card in the 46th minute after receiving a second yellow card. That was not a foul. It looked worse than it actually was. Gatti got a second goal for Juventus after a diagonal pass in the 18-yard box. Thuram bursted into the 18-yard box and saw his lob go over the bar. Juventus then hit the post. McKennie gets Juventus' third goal after head tennis in the 18-yard box to level the tie on aggregate with a header with 10 men. In extra time, Osimhen finally scored after beating the offside trap. Yilmaz beat the unrushing goalkeeper to send Galatasaray through 7-5 on aggregate. Real Madrid 2, Benfica 1. Benfica shocked the Bernabeu with an early lead in the first half from Silva after a brilliant save by Courtois. Chamenu equalized shortly after from a brilliant cutback. Real Madrid had a goal disallowed towards the end of the first half. Who else? Vinicius Jr. settled the tie in the 80th minute, 1-on-1 with the keeper after a brilliant outlet pass from Valverde to slot into the left of the keeper. Cue his corner flag celebration. He can celebrate all he wants. Real Madrid go through 3-1 on aggregate. The round of 16 draw for the Champions League takes place Friday. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe on all social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. Mr. Football, aka Soccer, signing off. Make it a great day.